All right, we're halfway through a box. Gonna open 3 more packs. So far, nothing really earth-shattering from this box. Magic Final Fantasy has been the most expensive expansions thus far, I think. Hero, Dion Bahamut's Dominant. He's the guy that turns into Bahamut. Diabolic Intent. Super cool looking Diabolic Intent. Ina's the Grand Summoner. I know this has been pretty popular. Add 1 mana of any color when you cast a creature spell this turn. If that creature enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it, whenever another permanent you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you may put that number of counters onto any target creature. So move your counters around. Summoning Materia. Look at the top card of your library at any time. As long as equipment is attached to a creature, you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Nice. The equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance, and add green mana. Turn anybody into a mana dork. Your Angel Augerelt. I'm sure that's wrong, but whatever. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, you gain 2 life. You can tap in for Draw Arcanum. Look at the top card of your library. You may exile it face down or play Arcanum. You can tap, and until end of turn, you may play cards exiled with him. Spells you cast this way cost 2 less to cast. Pretty cool. Let's get smoking. Plains. Clash of the Icons. Summoning Chocobos. The Emperor of Palmexia. I think we've seen him before, right? Yeah, definitely. Rufus Shinara. Snow Villiers. Vector. Summon the Girlfriend Ifrit. And Goob Blue Gardener. Nothing really magical from this box. It's kind of a disappointment. I'm going to scan all these cards in and then maybe put a total up. But so far, depressing. Once you enter mill 5 cards, put one of your milled this way onto your hand, pay a bunch of stuff, return her transform to the battlefield. As per Terra, create a token that's copy non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste if it's a saga. Put up to 3 counters on it, sacrifice at the beginning of your next end step, and then add 10 mana and exile her and then return to the battlefield. That's pretty nuts. So turn 3 you put in something that on turn 7 gives you 10 mana. Not bad. Farseek, nice. Summon the Knights of the Round. Reaper's Scythe, job select. At the beginning of your end step, put a soul counter on this equipment for each player who lost life this turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each soul counter, and is an assassin. 8th, Gainsborough. Lifelink, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on her. Oh, that's the one that lets you move stuff around when she dies, or when anybody dies. No, sorry. When she dies, oh yeah, put it on each legendary creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counters equal to Jover's power on up to 1 other target creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to other types. Whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, you may draw cards equal to its power. Island Fang. That's the other half of the Lisi. So now we got both halves of that. That's great. Ignis Scientia. There's a guy talking about making a deck of art cards that have sandwiches on them, just because Magic people are nuts. When he enters, you look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped, put the rest on the bottom in any order. Exile a target card from your graveyard. If it's a creature card, exile this way, create a food token. Side quest we've seen before. I don't know what it does. Clash of the Icons. Prima Vista. Syncopate. Baron and Shinara reinforcements. Still not really loving this box. It's one of the ones that the Pokemon guy says, should I open it or should I keep it sealed? Maybe I should keep this box sealed. 10 years from now it'll be worth millions, but not millions. Alright, Noctis Prince of Lucius. Lifelink, you may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their other costs. When you do, put a finality counter on it. Nice. Laboratory Maniac. If you draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game. Sarah. We've seen Sarah before. Yeah. Assassins you control have Menace. Locky the Treasure Hunter. Locky can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Whenever he attacks, each player mills a card. If a land card was milled this way, create a treasure token. Until the end of turn, you may cast a spell from among those cards. The Fire Crystal. Nice. Only got 2 of the crystals so far. Fire and water. Eden, Seat of Sanctum. Nice. Mill 2 cards. When you may then you may sacrifice this land. When you do, return another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Cheerful DC. This is the top half of the set. Lock Cole. Queen. She looks like the Queen of Hearts. Demon Wall. Defender Menace. As long as this creature has a counter on it, it can attack as though it didn't have a defender. Call of the Mountain Chocobo. You're Not Alone. And the Fireplane. That's one more to go, everyone.